Hello, beautiful people! Welcome to my next episode in my YouTube channel. Personally, I cannot believe that we have gotten so far. So thank you for watching and let's get straight into it. So today I want to talk to you more about experience of my first semester in Vilnius, Lithuania. Is everything so pink, so ideal, so colorful, as a unicorn covered in sprinkles running over the rainbow? Is everything so perfect and ideal as they describe it would be in the prospect of the program for the Erasmus Mundus? Is everything so ideal as you've expected your dream to look like? If you are interested, if you are curious, and if you want to get to know answers to these questions, then please stay with me and I will tell you about my personal experience of my first semester in Vilnius, Lithuania. Mykolo Romeris University is situated in Vilnius, Lithuania. On the ranking of the best universities across the world, it doesn't take the best place. It's situated on the position between 1001 and 1200, meaning, well, the excellence of the university is probably not one of the highest. However, this is definitely the university that is the most popular in Lithuania regarding social sciences. 95% of the courses, they are related to social science, and that includes social work, which is my degree as well. According to numbers, there are around 7,500 students at the university, from which only 500 there are international students, meaning that, in my opinion, the university doesn't really put a big emphasis on international students. However, it is promoted. The exchanges between different universities, they are promoted. There are different Erasmus exchanges. There is my Erasmus Mundus programs implemented at the university. So even though there are different programs, there are different connections between universities, in my opinion, Mykolo Romeris University doesn't put a big emphasis on welcoming international students at their place. And the reasons why I'm saying that, I will reveal them a little bit later. So let's learn the truth about the first semester of the Erasmus Mundus at Mykolo Romeris University in Vilnius, Lithuania, without any sugarcoating. So let me introduce you to all of the subjects that were part of my program as a social work with children and youth at the Mykolo Romeris University in Vilnius. I have them all here, so let me read them for you. First of all, there was social research methodology, so we were focusing on the qualitative and quantitative methods of research. We had social work theories, focusing on different theories related to psychology, education, and certain fields that are a part of social work. We had professional development and supervision in social work, meaning that we were discovering the importance of supervision in the field of social work for both the practitioners and the clients. Then another subject was the master thesis. So already in our first semester we started to think about our master thesis. We had to submit our topics, we had to work on our templates, and then the last one of my favorites actually, it was the comparative European social policy for children and youth, meaning that we were focusing on the more political aspect of taking care of children and families in different European countries. These were all of my subjects at the Mykolo Romeris University. All of them, they were mandatory. All of them, they finished with the exam. And as I didn't have my background and my bachelor in social work, I was obliged with some of the other students to take some bridge courses. and those included a very similar subject, and it was social work theory and practice, general part, and methodology of social work, also the general part. And these modules required us to read certain chapters, go through certain presentations, and that was a more general view on what we studied later, more in depth. Let's start with the first impression. The first 2 weeks of the university were allocated towards the 2 intensive weeks. During these 2 weeks, we as students of the Erasmus Mundus programs were obliged to attend all of the lectures and classes taking place from Monday to Saturday, basically from 9 until 6 p.m., excluding Saturdays where the classes took place until only 2 p.m. And personally, I think that there were a lot of new things to learn, a lot of new things that I could explore in the field of social work, which I was absolutely not familiar with. Moreover, our professor took us for some field visits to different NGOs in Vilnius, non-governmental organizations that take care of children and youth in the capital of Lithuania. We were able to ask them questions, to investigate a little bit, and to learn more about different struggles that they are going through as an NGO in Lithuania. When I stayed in Poland, I could still attend the lectures and all of the classes online. I remember then that there were some struggles, there were some issues, there were some technical problems, that I couldn't connect to the lectures, that someone didn't hear me, that I didn't hear someone. Technology was definitely not at the highest level, and that was a bit problematic. I remember not attending certain lectures or classes because of the technical problems. I didn't blame anything or anyone for that. It was my personal issue, my personal problem that enabled me to go to Lithuania. Therefore, it was what I was thinking, my fault that I couldn't participate fully. So after these 2 intensive weeks, we were suddenly allowed to take a break. No classes, no lectures, no schedule, and no plans. The only thing that we knew was that we were about to receive our schedules by the end of the month. So we had around 2 weeks without anything, without any information, without any further details or organization. So that was a nice time for us to explore the city, to settle in, especially those students who are coming from different continents and completely different climates. Then they had time to adjust to a different system, to a different weather, to a completely different country. For me, however, it was a time when, yes, I studied, yes, I spent time with people, yes, I discovered the city, and then what could I do next? And what came to my mind was that maybe I would just go home. I decided to buy a ticket back to Poland, at least for some time. And this is basically when we received our schedules, so I knew what was supposed to happen, and luckily I didn't even miss anything because most of the lectures that were in the schedule were taking place online. So, as I said, I was at home and I could participate in all of the classes online. And that leads us to another point of my speech today, and that is the fact that quite many things at MRU were quite unorganized. And by this I mean that even though we were supposed to have classes in person, most of them were taking place online. Then there was another issue of schedule changes. There were many of them, classes being cancelled the last minute, changing locations of the lessons last minute, moving the lessons from the in-person to online very last minute. There was many things that were out of our control that we didn't necessarily like. There were teachers not showing up to the lessons or teachers being very late to the lessons. There was an issue of the teachers not communicating very clearly what was expected from us. A big issue that I had was lack of a clear communication in English language. There was a clear misunderstanding between us students and certain teachers on very important aspects as assignments or exams. So that was quite a big issue. And another very important thing, especially for our program, is that there was a lack of support for the international students who really needed it, or maybe if they didn't need it, it will be highly appreciated. There are still certain people, students, who didn't arrive for our program even though they received the scholarship and they started to apply for visa, make their visa applications in different countries. So they engaged in the whole process and they didn't receive enough of the support from the university in order to bring them to make them participate in the program. And then I think that something that was very disturbing for me was the fact, especially comparing this university with my previous studies at Lancaster University, is the way of receiving feedback, or rather the lack of it. When submitting your assignment, we didn't really receive any comments on that. I didn't know what did I do to deserve this grade or what didn't I do to receive this grade. So that was very unclear. You submit your work, you receive the grade, and that's it. So I don't think that this is the best way of keeping students in academia, considering that some of them might want to stay and might want to continue doing their PhD. I don't think that this practice is very beneficial for the students. One more thing is the fact that even the exams were not on time. There was a moment when the exam was just not revealed to us, or the fact that the exam dates were changed without informing us about it. So the main issue that I've noticed during the program is the fact that there was lack of a clear communication between professors and us, the students. We didn't know what was happening, we didn't know about certain changes that obviously had a right to occur. However, as I mentioned, there was no information sent to us about this fact. And is that the thing of the culture? Is that the thing of the university? Or is that the thing of this particular program? This is the question that I'm trying to answer, and I think that this will be the third option. And this leads me to another point, the fact that we are an experiment. We are only a second cohort of the whole SVOCI program, meaning that no one yet finished the whole degree. So a lot of changes may occur. I'm pretty sure that the consortium of the program is still readjusting many things, still deciding on many things to improve the whole program. And this is highly appreciated, especially for further and the next cohorts. So I think that the fact that we are only the second cohort makes it quite messy. But that's okay, and that's okay, it is allowed to happen, and nothing in this world is perfect. Another thing that was more of a surprise for me, or something very interesting, is a different grading system. So in Lithuania, the grades go from 1 to 10, with 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. So if we exchange the grading system to a British style, to an English style of grading, then we will get 10 and 9 as an A, then consequently 8 B, 7 C, 6 D, 5 and 4 E, and everything 3 and below, it will be not a pass, it will be F. Another thing that I want to talk about is the fact that our program is connected between 4 different universities, meaning that during our time in Lithuania we received visits of different professors from different universities. and that was very refreshing. I really liked the moments when universities were hosting professors coming to teach us certain aspects. That was again a very intense time because they wanted to put all of the knowledge that they were supposed to give us into this 1 week of classes, but that was a very nice switch to the style of the teaching that was implemented in Lithuania, a fresh and new perspective, a different dynamics in the classroom between us and the teacher. So this is something that I actually really enjoyed, especially our Portuguese professor coming from Lisbon and teaching us the quantitative methodology of doing the research. The last of my observations regarding the semester at MRU is the fact that after having all of the lectures, after having all of the classes, our exams were very easy. And this is not to say that I'm super excellent, this is to say that the exams were objectively easy. And I think that that was perhaps to make our grades look really good as students of the prestigious program with the prestigious scholarship. Perhaps that was the reason, or perhaps we all learned super well and we all received very well marks for our performance during the semester. However, that was just an observation that I didn't expect that the exams in the master's level program would be that simple, in my opinion. However, I don't want to sound so negative, and just to brighten things up, I think that this whole program is just like a box that we received, that we ordered and that we received. And in that box there are many things. There is a very challenging schedule, there is a lack of communication, there are missed lessons, not kept promises, and everything that I talked about. However, in the same box there is this amazing group of people that we are going through with everything. There is an experience, there is this amazing journey and adventure that we are all going through. So, all in all, maybe this whole program, or at least the first semester, because this is what I'm talking about, is not all pink, colorful as the unicorn running across the rainbow, but it's definitely something that I so highly appreciate and I'm so extremely grateful to participate in. But not everything is perfect and there are certain things that we need to adjust to. So this is what I just wanted to share with you, that even though the Erasmus Mundus was such a huge dream for me and the thing that I really wanted to do, I am able to objectively say that the first semester in Lithuania was not the perfect one. So, thank you for your attention, thank you for listening. If you have any other questions to what my experience in Vilnius, Lithuania looked like, if you want to know more, then you can comment, you can contact me on my social media. Please like the video, please subscribe to the channel, that really helps me, and I would be really happy if I saw more likes growing. So I will see you here next week. Thank you so much. Bye!